Good morning, this is a safety tip brought to you by the Certified Horsemanship Association. My name is Teresa Kackert, and this is my lovely assistant, Ashley Hamill, as well as our registered American Quarter Horse Diesel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to properly apply fly spray on your horse, even if you have a horse that you don't know how well they'll do with a fly spray application. Today we're going to be using a fabulous product. This is Pyranha brand, and this is their Equine spray and wipe. This is a water-based formula. It's wonderful for when you need fly spray for something simple like a trail ride. They do also have the wonderful yellow bottle oil-based formula, which is fabulous when you need your fly spray to stay on for those long periods of time when you're putting your horse out to pasture and you might not get the chance to come and see them or play with them the next day. If you would like more information about the products Pyranha has to offer, you can visit their website at pyranhainc.com. So Diesel's going to be our fella today that we're going to fly spray with. Some horses might not do well with fly spray. Not everybody has had it done in a while. First thing you want to do is make sure your fly spray is turned on. Sometimes if I have a horse that can be a little nervous, I might even kind of make the fly spray sound and see how they do. So I'll go shh, shh, shh. And he seems pretty calm about that. Usually most horses, it's the actual sound of the fly spray and then feeling it touch their skin that gets them a little bit first. If you do have a horse that's nervous, you can even take your empty Pyranha bottle and before you refill it with a new product, put a little water in there and practice using the bottle and the sound to put the water on them before you actually put the fly spray, because you wouldn't want to put too much of a chemical on their skin if it's not necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my assistant Ashley is standing to the side of the horse. You would want to never stand in front of a horse if you're worried that they might walk forward. If your horse is nervous when you do start to fly spray them, allow them to move a little bit. If they need to walk in a little bit of a circle, that's okay. That's something that is very instinctual for them. Remember, if they are able to move around, they settle much more comfortably into new and different situations. Now, while we're fly spraying him, you'll notice that Ashley is actually holding on to the cheek piece or the nose band of the halter itself. This can be helpful if you have a horse like Diesel who's standing in this beautiful Kentucky bluegrass and he just really would like to have a little bit of a snack today. So it does help to stabilize his head, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an area you would actually want to lead your horse from, but it's okay for just a moment or two and just placing your fingers very, very slightly into the halter so that you can remove them. Not putting your hand all the way through, just placing them here on the noseband or the cheek piece with just your fingertips to help Diesel not be tempted quite so much by this beautiful grass. So I'm just going to see how Diesel does with this. So I'm going to stand, put a hand on him here, and I'm just going to spray the spray a couple of times, and he's perfectly fine with that. It's always a good idea when you're using the spray to make sure that you're actually upwind, and you can even turn and put your horse's face upwind as well so they're not getting chemicals going into their eyes or nose. So as I go to fly spray my horse, I'm always going to keep one hand on my horse so that he knows where I'm at, and I'm going to put a hand here and I'm going to start down here on his legs. Again, I'm going to make the sound shh, shh. He has no problem. So I'm going to lightly fly spray each leg. And this is an important part of your fly maintenance regime. It can help keep your horse safe. I fly spray his chest, and I like to start kind of at the bottom and work my way up softly along his neck and crest. A nice even mist. They have a wonderful applicator on their bottle, so it will softly mist the entire horse without having to apply too much product. As I go around to the other side, I'm going to do the same process yet again. I'm going to have a hand on his shoulder so that if he's nervous and starts to move, I'll be able to know what he's doing while I'm bent over with his legs. So I'll start down here at the bottom. And oftentimes, if you have a horse that's a little bit nervous about the sound of the fly spray, you can do a little singing or making some sound, tell them that they're a good boy, or tell them a rhyme or a story, just something to distract them from the actual sound of the spray bottle itself. Now, if you're using a rag on your horse's face or a towel, you want to make sure that it's something that your horse is actually comfortable with. So make sure with your hand you can touch all over your horse's face. You might also even want to make your rag or towel very small and place it in your hand the first time or two so that your horse is comfortable. Sometimes if you have a very large towel or cloth that's wagging about, it can startle your horse and make them uncomfortable, and we want to keep them comfy and happy with us all the time. Plus it helps to keep us more safe. Now, a great idea is to also apply a little Pyranha to your towel as I get ready to do his midline. Sometimes we can have gnats and small bugs that will irritate our horse's midline. Again, I always want to keep one hand on my horse so that if they do move, I'm able to move with them. So I'm going to apply my towel to the girth or cinch area of his tummy, and I can just sweep back, keeping in mind that the flank area where the mare's udders are or their sheath is can be a little ticklish. So I'm going to stand well up, notice the range so that if my horse did mistake me for a fly and do a little kick out, I would be safe and out of the way. So hand on their back, leaning forward, touching here, the midline or near the cinch area first, and then wiping over the sheath or the udder. This might take a little bit of practice to make sure that your horse is comfortable with it first, but remember, if you do this with a towel, please stand well back towards the horse's shoulder. When you get ready to do your horse's face, ears, and muzzle, especially around the eye area, it's important that you put your Pyranha fly spray on a towel. We wouldn't want to spray these products directly into their eyes or nose. I give this to you. Thank you so much, my dear. Now, as I do it, I'm going to start here at the top and just softly brush down his cheek. Now, as you apply the fly spray over the eyes, start at the top, wipe down around the eye. See how that closes the horse's eye so that you're not putting product into their eye itself. If you bring the rag up towards their face, you could get them in the eye. So start at the top, wiping down towards their muzzle. Yes, good. And as I wipe softly around his muzzle, I usually won't do too much right around the lips because we don't want him to ingest the product. As I get ready to do the ears, I'm going to softly cup their ear. And then this is where you get the opportunity to wipe up. So start at the bottom of the ear, wipe up with the ear softly cupped in your hand so that you can support the ear itself. And you would want to do this on both sides of your horse to make sure that they're comfortable. So again, I start at the top, wiping down over the eye towards the muzzle. Careful not to get it onto the lips itself, across the cheek. So I'm going to cup his ear in my hand. I'm going to start at the bottom, wipe up to the top, and then when I get ready to do the back, I can just place my rag where my hand was previously and wipe up towards the tip of his ear as well. I hope this helps you be able to fly spray your horses safely. And remember, Pyranha is a fabulous product. It comes both in water and oil-based formula so that you can keep your horse comfortable and safe in any type of fly season. It also repels gnats and other bugs that could be problematic to your horse while you're riding on the trail or while they're resting comfortably in their own stalls. Thanks so much for watching today. And again, this is a safety tip brought to you by the Certified Horsemanship Association.